Hey guys, this is Dave here from DD Drums. Welcome to this lesson on how to play your first drum beat. Now, this drum beat is really designed for someone who's just starting out on the drum. So if you've just bought a drum kit, or you're just about to have your first lesson, or you're wanting to know how to play a beat on the drums, you've come to the right place, all right? So if you don't have a drum kit yet, well then maybe you can simulate what we're about to do on 3 different things. However, if you have a drum kit, it's going to be 1,000 times easier, and it's going to sound a bit cool too, right? Let's get into the lesson. Now, the 3 things you're going to need on your drum kit for this beat are your hi-hat. You're going to also need the snare drum and the bass drum too. Right, when you're sitting at the kit, try and make sure that your right foot is on the right pedal, left foot is on the left pedal, and you're keeping the hi-hat closed. So the cymbal on your left, the two cymbals that we call them the hi-hat, they're going to be closed, and that's because your left foot is keeping them down, all right? Also, when you're playing this beat, you've got the right hand on top of the left hand, so you've got a bit of a crossover technique happening. So the right hand's on top of the left, so you end up with like an X shape like that. And by the way, let me tell you that this lesson does have some sheet music for it. So if you want to see the beats, what they look like in front of you, then definitely download that. It'll be in the description section below. So let's get into it. So the hi-hat is going to be playing a really simple pattern where it's going like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now you notice the counting that I'm using there with the right hand. I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Well, that counting is going to be really helpful for you with playing the beat. So when you're practicing it, have a go of actually counting that out aloud with me, or with your practice, of course. Ready? It's just the right hand part is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now let's try that with a metronome at a really easy tempo of around 60 beats per minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So definitely count the pattern. It's going to help you to know exactly where to have things land, especially when we add the bass drum, which is the next step. So the next step, we're going to add the bass drum, and we're going to add it on the counts 1 and 3, right? So your bass drum is obviously your right foot playing the pedal, playing the bass drum. Now that bass drum is that big drum on the drums that's monstrous, right? It's the biggest drum on the whole drum kit, and it's probably the one that's going to wake up the neighbors at 3 a.m. if you're playing the drums at 3 a.m. So don't practice 3 a.m. unless you've got an electronic drum kit. It's a little bit different. Electronic kits can be a great practice tool if you're practicing early hours of the morning, or you got young kids like I do, and you don't want to wake them up. So let's have a go of playing the bass drum on the counts 1 and 3. We're still going to keep the hi-hats going. The hi-hats still going to be playing the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but the bass drum is also going to play the 1 and the 3. You'll see the sheet music come up as well. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 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 And okay, let's go to the next step. The next step is going to be the hi-hat. And we're going to add the snare drum now. So the snare drum, you're going to play with your left hand. So left hand is going to be landing on the counts 2 and 4. And you're still playing the hi-hat on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 end. That hasn't changed. But this time we are going to leave the bass drum out. So you're not going to have the right foot playing. It's just going to be both hands playing this part. Let's try it at about 50 beats per minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so now we're on the final step for learning this beat. And now we're going to add all 3 together. So you're going to have the hi-hat on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 end. The right foot playing the bass drum is going to be on the counts 1 and the 3. And the snare drum with your left hand is the counts 2 and the 4. So we're putting it all together. Once again, we're going to do this nice and slowly at 50 beats per minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, if you got up to this point, you were doing really well. We're now going to try a few different tempos, okay? Because, I mean, 50 BPM is really good, but let's try and speed it up and explore a few different tempos. So the next tempo we'll try is 60 BPM. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's push it a little bit faster. Let's try 80 BPM. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, did you get 80 BPM? If you did, awesome, awesome. If you didn't, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's not a race. That's the thing about drumming. It's not a race. It's not a competition. It's just about you just having some fun and trying to learn these patterns, right? And let's try maybe 2 more tempos. The next one will be 100 BPM. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last tempo, we're going to try 120 BPM. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there you go, guys. So well done. Now, once again, if you download the sheet music, you'll be able to get all the patterns we went through in today's lesson. That'll be very helpful for you for your practice when you're starting out. Also, if you got some value from this lesson, make sure you hit the like button. If you want more videos just like this, definitely subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a lot of lessons like this on YouTube and so forth. So make sure you subscribe for these lessons. And if you have a request for something, a lesson that you'd like to learn, please pop in the comment section below. I'll be happy to respond to you and see if I can be any of assistance to you, all right, in your drumming journey. Hope you have a great day today. Awesome. See you next time. See ya.